Bobby Kevin here from MMA Nytt and Studio MMA, standing here with Dan Henderson. Dan, you haven't been to Sweden, but you have Swedish fighters coming over here and train with you, being student, and instruct you in different ways. Can you tell us about Jürgen Krutt?
He's tough. He's talented. Jürgen is, hard worker. Got some nasty elbows and some good knees. He's tall, and he's learning MMA. So it was a good fit for him to come over and train with us. And I always needed to help working on my striking a little bit better. And we got some good wrestlers and some ground guys that would help him out. So Jürgen's tough. He's a good guy.
So he flew down here to help you out, or you were actually helping him out. Was it like iron sharpen iron, or?
It's always iron sharpening iron, but I think I wanted him to come down and having a good kickboxer and to really help me out. That was
for which fight?
I don't remember. I don't remember which fight it was. It was a couple years ago though.
You think he was successful? With the training and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's anytime I learn new things, it's always successful.
How did you even get in contact with somebody like Jürgen?
I don't know. I think it was through Per Eklund that came down to train with us, and I don't know how he got with us.
So Per Eklund is the first Swedish fighter who fought for the UFC, and you had him as a student as well.
Yes, he came down and trained for quite a while for a couple of his fights.
I think he's trying to get back into the UFC or into bigger organizations in Europe. How are you preparing for yourself, or how are you preparing right now for Fedor?
The biggest thing for me is making sure my conditioning is good and just being in top shape, and then refining just a game plan, and so most of my focus is just on conditioning and obviously just trying to stay sharp.
Are you getting more help from Scandinavia, Swedish fighters?
Not this training camp. I don't have anybody in, but anybody's always welcome. Like I said, I learn from everybody, and I'm not shy about teaching what I know either. So
we have Omar Buescher, which is the head coach of Jürgen Krutt and Per Eklund. Maybe he could fly in next time.
Absolutely, like I said, anybody's welcome. I'm not afraid to learn from anybody, and there's no egos in our gym usually.
I heard that Chris Leben was on your way. He was on his way over to Team Quest to train with you guys for his fight with Wanderlei Silva.
I think he was scheduled to come down. He called me up and asked me if he could come,
but he didn't show up.
But he didn't come. His plans changed. I think he kind of thought a little bit too big and traveled a little too much for his training camp, and it's hard to do. I don't ever like to travel during my training camps. I like to stay at home and just organize a good training camp at my gym.
Is Fedor is he a fighter that you look up to?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of Fedor. I always have been, and he's done a lot of great things in the sport, and represents the sport real well. And I'm a fan of his, and always will be. But I do have to beat him.
What do you think about media and fans turn their back against a fighter as soon as they have 1 or 2 losses, especially with somebody like Fedor, who it's been like, people saw him 2008, 2009, like, the best fighter in the world, and now because he has 2 losses against Verdum and against Bigfoot Silva, they don't see him as a top fighter anymore. And you probably been in a similar position when you came out of a loss. How can you tell me about the mindset as a fighter? How does it feel?
It's a little bit frustrating, I guess, but the biggest thing is just staying focused and trying to improve and getting better every time you go out there and fight. Whether you win or lose, you learn from it and come out there ready to go for the next time. And as long as you're out there laying it on the line, you know, the fans are always going to be your fans. But yeah, the media tends to write you off sometimes after a couple losses in a row. You know, which happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of people, and you know, I think you know, we'll see how they act when Fedor loses his third time here.
I'm guessing. I mean, you have the title in Strikeforce, and Fedor came from 2 losses, but I'm guessing you don't take Fedor lightly just because he came from those 2.
No, not at all. You know, I hope Fedor comes in, you know, the best he's ever been, and that's the Fedor I want to fight. But even if he comes really out of shape, he's still real dangerous, you know, and so I don't take him lightly at all. You know, I think he's talented and he's dangerous on the ground. He's dangerous on his feet, so I want to make sure that I'm fighting everywhere that the fight goes.